job out there as well to really show us how it's been changing through the morning. Even our live Westcon camera in Danbury has been looking different. Now we can see further out. It's a lot more clear looking as far as the visibility goes. It's still snowing very lightly, but not as heavy as it was earlier. And the bands are beginning to break up, especially in southwestern Connecticut. I'll show you the bigger view in a moment, but notice how the dark blue is starting to give way to the lighter blue colors. Hey, the dark blue is the heavy snow. The light blue, the lighter snow, still an area in northwestern Connecticut. Well, let's zoom in so I can show you. You know, you get these little patches that may cover one or two towns where it's snowing more than a few towns over. That's why we have varying amounts when you look at the accumulation list in some towns that may be close to each other. Some pretty good snow moving through Old Saybrook at times and northwestern Connecticut. I think this is the heaviest one in the state now, from Torrington moving into the Winchester, Winstead area, Connecticut's icebox, Norfolk, and then right around through Cornwall. Some heavy snow there, and this band has been around as well on some of the higher elevation areas right at the Rhode Island line, and then off to the west on 6 and 44. And also some snow in New London, which earlier you had more in the way of sleet. Well, the actual center is right here. You can see that curl, and then this back edge that's kind of trying to fill in a little bit around New York City. This is the spotty stuff that may carry us into early afternoon, but there's also going to be some clearing. A snowy scene now looking over Yale. Ladies and gentlemen, the serious function out there, the part of the weather that's changing is the lowering temperature with the wind that's pretty tough and a wind chill of 5 in New Haven. So the wind chill is pretty nasty as well. Shouts to everybody at Waterbury Hospital. Again, we're still dealing with COVID with this. You've seen the stories of how the towns and cities have had to stagger plow drivers because they don't want them in the same cab. Hey, let's look at the wind chill, though, in Waterbury. 2 is how it feels outside. So if you are even thinking about going out there, well, you need to dress for that wind chill. And these bands will break up and move out, but unfortunately the wind is not going to just move out. It's going to be pretty rough out there. And I'm still amazed at how the sustained ones that you show are. I mean, it's incredible.
And they're still pretty high. I need to give some shouts to somebody too, Gil.
Okay.
So yesterday, I was actually at a couple of animal shelters dropping off some donations, and a lot of them were talking about how they were going to sleep there so that they could take care of the animals.
That's amazing.
They may not have been able to drive in, so, you know, they need the care too. So shouts to them this morning. Let's take a look at the sustained wind speeds out there because they are very high, especially closer to the shoreline. You can see sustained winds range anywhere from 13 miles per hour in Hartford all the way up to 33 miles per hour in New Haven. Again, those are sustained wind speeds. We've been watching gusts, of course, even higher than that. We've been experiencing gusts upwards of 40 to even 45 at times. Even right now, we're seeing gusts up to 40 miles per hour from Bridgeport to New Haven, even around 32 miles per hour in Meriden, about 30 in Waterbury. So that'll continue to create some pretty high snow drifts. It's going to blow the snow right back onto the roads, covering those lines, making for very tough travel, not only because the roads are covered in snow, but the visibility comes down as well. Of course, if you're trying to get out there and clear off your driveway, clear off your sidewalk, you need to make sure you have minimal exposed skin, as wind chills are in the single digits across much of the state. And I'm trying to keep up with some of these snowfall totals that are coming in now. Still looking at the highest amounts in Roxbury, just over 13 inches there. East Heartland just came in at about 12.5 inches. Durham, 12 inches there, about 11.5 now in Sherman. Newington, just over 11 inches there. Picked up 11 in Waterbury and at Bradley International. Avon just under 11 inches there and about 10 in Prospect and in Wallingford. And we could still see an additional 2 to 4 inches. But I would say the grand prize winner from this storm is well outside of Connecticut. That would be Binghamton, New York, folks, picking up about 41 inches, about 40 in Litchfield, Pennsylvania. So it's right in central New York on the New York-Pennsylvania state line. They are having a good time out there, Gil.
And I'm surprised you didn't say they can have it.
I was going to.
Okay, our snow is going to lightly continue for a while. And in those isolated bands, a little bit heavier at times. But I think you're really difference outside and the time where you can get out there and start cleaning things is going to be an 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. time frame. And I'm rolling this out through 9. This is our forecast now. That's not the radar as to what's happening now. There's still snow around the state. But notice at 10 a.m. it's breaking up, and even around 11. So there's one little band, but look at how little is covering the state. That's why I think 11 to 1, I would start cleaning it up. Now, we've already hit the high temperatures earlier in the day today. I don't think they're going to have an ability to move back up, and the wind of 45 miles per hour is driving that wind chill low. If you're going outside in West Hartford, also Bristol and Willimantic, Norwich, you're going to have wind as well. Beacon Falls and Waterbury. This is not just a shoreline wind event. It is statewide, and that's going to also cause some problems with you clearing the driveway, and it may try to blow that snow back in. But if you can get a jump on it, 11 to 1, there is hope that some sun will come through, at least some brightness through the clouds at around 2, 3 o'clock. And then remember, sunset's pretty early, so we have about a 2-hour window of at least some brightening during the afternoon. Cold tonight and tomorrow morning. I need you to make sure you have enough oil in the oil tank if you use oil to heat your house for some very cold nights and mornings. Your furnace is going to be working overtime. A weak system late Sunday into Monday minor, and a big warm-up. I actually think Alyssa is in charge of this Christmas Eve, Christmas forecast, because it's looking like 50 degrees.
Hey, then people can get outside and visit